Nigeria has had no electricity for 130 years, not because of a war, not because of a natural disaster, not because the technology does not exist, because of choices made by leaders who did not pay the price for those choices. Their people did. 220 million people, Africa's largest economy, sitting on some of the world's largest oil reserves, and on average, 4 hours of electricity per day. Let me show you what that actually means. A mother in Lagos wakes up at 5:30 in the morning. She boils water on a gas burner because the electric stove does not work. The refrigerator has been off since yesterday afternoon. The stew she made on Sunday thrown away. Again, because there was no power to keep it cold. Her 14-year-old daughter, Kemi, wants to be a pediatric surgeon. Last night she had 3 hours of homework. She finished 1 hour before the power went out. She worked by phone light for another 45 minutes. When the battery died, she went to bed. Homework incomplete. Again. She is not lazy, she is not unmotivated, she lacks light. This is not one family's story. This is the story of tens of millions of Nigerian families, every single day. Here are the numbers. The national grid has collapsed, partially or completely, 222 times between 2010 and 2022. In 2024 alone, it dropped from nearly 4,000 megawatts to just 39 megawatts in a matter of hours. 39 megawatts for 220 million people. The World Bank estimates this crisis costs Nigeria $29 billion every single year. That is 10% of the entire economy gone, because the lights will not stay on. In 2023, 767 manufacturing companies permanently closed, 18,000 jobs eliminated, not because of recession, not because of bad management, because they could not afford to keep the generators running. And here is the inequality that makes this crisis even more devastating. The wealthy, what Nigerians call the nobles, have solved their own electricity problem. Industrial generators, solar panels, automatic systems that switch between power sources without the lights ever flickering. For them, the crisis is invisible. For the poor, there is only darkness, candles, kerosene lamps, the torch function of a phone charged at a neighbor's house for 500 naira. For the middle class, impossible choices. Do I run the generator tonight so the children can study? There is a hydroelectric dam project in Taraba State called Mambila. It was first proposed in the 1970s. It would generate 3,000 megawatts, enough to transform the country. As of 2026, not a single megawatt has ever been generated. A former Minister of Power is currently facing corruption charges related to it. The rivers still fall. The lights are still off. But here is what this story is not. It is not hopeless. Nigeria sits between 4 and 15 degrees north of the equator. It receives up to 9 hours of strong solar radiation every single day, some of the highest solar irradiance on Earth. The cost of solar panels has fallen 90% since 2010. Battery storage has fallen 97%. A solar system that would have cost a Nigerian family an impossible sum in 2010 now costs roughly the same as 1 year of diesel fuel for the generator it would replace. And after that, free electricity. For 25 years, Nigeria's residential solar market reached $1.8 billion in 2024, growing at 120% per year, not because of government programs, not because of international aid, because ordinary Nigerians are doing the math, and the math works. 8 Nigerian states have already created their own electricity regulatory bodies. The 2023 Electricity Act allows states to license and regulate their own power generation. The legal framework for investment exists. What is missing is capital and attention. To every energy company watching this, to every investment fund, to every development bank, Nigeria has 220 million consumers who are already spending billions of dollars on diesel generators they would abandon in a heartbeat for something better. This is not charity. This is the largest untapped energy market on the planet. The companies that move now will define this market for the next 30 years. And to everyone else watching this, you do not need a checkbook to matter in this story. Share this video, talk about it, leave a comment. Ask your elected representatives what their government is doing about energy poverty in sub-Saharan Africa. Support the Nigerian entrepreneurs who are building solar solutions from the ground up. Buy the book, leave a review. Every action you take makes this story slightly harder to ignore. My friend Emeka called me from Nigeria a few months ago. He told me about his mother cooking dinner by the light of her phone, his brother doing calculus homework with a flashlight, the roar of the neighbor's generator running through the night. He said, "It is not just a technical problem, it is a statement. And the statement is, we do not care about you enough to fix this." I wrote a book because that statement needed to be answered. The book is called 130 Years in the Dark: Nigeria's Power Crisis and the World That Looks Away. It is available now on Amazon in ebook, paperback and hardcover. Link in the description. Nigeria has the sun. It has the people. It has 220 million reasons to get this right. What it needs is the world to show up. 130 years in the dark is 130 years too many. Every 4 seconds, somewhere in Nigeria, a hospital loses power. Not because of a storm, not because of a war, because the grid failed. Again. Doctors work by phone light, nurses count heartbeats manually in the dark, newborns in incubators lose temperature control. Blood products warm on shelves that should be cold. This is not a crisis of the future. This is happening tonight. In hundreds of hospitals, across a country of 220 million people. But it does not have to continue. Solar power is proven. Battery storage is affordable. The legal frameworks for investment in Nigeria are in place. 8 Nigerian states are already open for business. The question is no longer whether the solution exists. The question is whether the capital will arrive before more lives are lost. If you are an investor, the market is here. The need is urgent. The return is real. And the people waiting for the lights to come on in those hospital wards cannot wait another decade for the world to decide it is worth their attention. Energy saves lives. Your investment saves lives. The book is called 130 Years in the Dark by Nisi Emerald. Available now on Amazon. The link is in the description. It is time to act.